everyone. My name is Franco Tecchi. I'm the CTO of the company VRMedia. And be prepared because this is probably the fastest presentation I will ever do. So the first slide shows our faces. I will skip the details. Just keep in mind that we are a spin-off company of a university in Italy, actually one of the top universities in Italy, Scuola Superiore Sant'Anna. We all come from a background in virtual reality, augmented reality. We are research leaders in this field, so if you try to Google our names, you will find us very easily. So the exception to this, in terms of being a researcher, is the guy at the bottom, that is Marco Vescovi. He is a former executive of a quite large European firms named Sidel. They produce bottling equipment for firms like Coca-Cola and Carlsberg, and they were actually our first customers. So this is just to give you a hint that we are really trying hard to cover real industrial needs with what we do. So in short, here is the problem that we solve. We deal with industrial maintenance, that is normally considered to be a very expensive activity. What we do, the setup is kind of intuitive to understand. There is a large machine somewhere in the world that is used to produce 24 hours during the day some goods. Sometimes there is a fault with it, some mechanical trouble with the machines, and these machines need to be fixed. It's something mechanical, so it's not something that you can really solve connecting in remote with a computer. The technicians that are in local really need to do take some action. So normally what happens is this technician gets in touch with an expert that is somewhere else in the world. They talk over the phone, they try to understand what is wrong. And in the process, many times it's necessary for the expert, to just fly over and fix the machine. So this takes a lot of time. You can see the kind of figure there, and it takes a lot of money because of missed productions and also of the cost of travel. So what we try to do with our system is to make the expert so aware of what is going on at the technician side, and the technician so good at what he's doing because he's assisted by the expert, that basically it will be useless, let's say, for the expert to fly over. So the machine can be fixed very, very quickly. So we are quite unique in the way we do this because we are using some very hot technologies nowadays that are augmented reality and wearable computing. So here is a video of our system. We already have a commercial system. It's actually the first system that you can find of this kind. And this is actually a video taken out of our client, Sidel. This is the equipment the technician has to wear in order to be connected to the remote expert. As soon as this equipment is on place, the technician will be in audio-video conference with the expert on the other side of the world. What is nice in our case is that we are using this special display that you will see in the images here, that is a see-through display. It's very typical in the field of augmented reality. And what we can do with this see-through display is to overlap some graphical symbols on the field of view of a technician. Okay? So the expert that is on the other side of the planet exploit these graphical symbols to really pinpoint the attention of a technician on the complex machines that he has in front, like turn this knob, push this button. And this is essential where you are in front of a complex machinery. It's essential mean of communication. As you can see, since the technician is in front of the machine and can move the head, we need to use computer vision in order to adjust for and to stabilize the position of the marker so they stick to the place where they are supposed to be. Okay, this has probably given you a quite good idea. The market that we address is the remote service market. Actually, remote service market means a lot of things. There are very big players inside. We are actually addressing a section of this market that is what is normally called mobile remote assistance. This market is going to be worth $1.5 billion in 2014, and there are two very nice things about this market. One, that is growing at a faster rate than the global market, let's say, and the second one is that we really are first mover in this market. If you want to buy a system that is using augmented reality for servicing, you can right now only buy from us. So we think that this is a very huge, let's say, a business opportunity to be first movers. We already have a profitable company that is very small. We are just able to follow, let's say, the needs of free industrial customers right now. We are growing, but we are just growing too slow, and we think that we can do much better. So this is the reason why we are looking for some strategic partnership and $3 million of fundings, but to do basically business development. We don't need research and development because we already have a product on the market. Okay, so, and in particular, we are looking to the US market because here I think we can find the perfect blend between market opportunity and financing opportunity. Okay, this is all I could say in 5 minutes' time. Thank you for your attention, and if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Why do you really want to raise money? Why don't you just partner up with, sort of large corporates that could be good channel partners, since you already have the product, and could be your distribution channel, right?
Yes, it's true. I mean, this could be actually an option that we are exploring. It's true that big corporate are normally very, let's say, defensive in this kind of thing. So we suspect we might find it easier to raise some funding out of ventures. But this actually is something that we can exploit.
Why do you want to come to Silicon Valley?
We believe, well, Silicon Valley, many reasons, but one of the reasons is what I just said in the end. We believe that United States to be quite big both for market, let's say, because a lot of production takes place here, and a lot of companies sells their machines from here, but also for funding. It's a very big difference, different situation than Europe and Italy and Europe, let's say.
There's probably better places in the States than Silicon Valley for a company like this.
Okay.
So if you had $3 million tomorrow, how would you start spending it in terms of your sales strategy? What are you actually going to do, direct sales, or what are you going to be working on exactly?
It is basically direct sales, and well, the monies are basically to build the sales chain, and also the kind of assistance system that you need for this system. Because when you're dealing with industry, they really need a lot of support from you. So you need to invest on this kind of service, and this is why we need so much money.
In those revenue numbers, how much is the percentage of the product or software you sell versus the services you provide?
Okay, for this question, we have our financial advisor. It is here.
Could you repeat the question, please? Sure. What I was trying to understand was where do you make money, and the percentage of revenue that comes from the product or the software you sell versus the services.
So we make money on the software side rather than the hardware side. The hardware side is outsourced from our manufacturer company. And actually, so 60% of our revenues, but is almost 90% of our gross margin comes from the software side and updating and maintenance services for the software side.
So I commend you on being able to get profitable on as little capital as you've consumed. I'm curious, of your 3 customers you have now, have they actually measured the ROI that they're achieving by using your product, and what is that savings, and what's the payback period on the investment?
I have a couple of additional slides that try to explain if I have time to. Sure. Okay. So this is actually some data coming from the company that we work with. So this is what you can see here is a comparison between the standard way to assist, let's say someone in remote assistance. So they estimated and actually measured the kind of time that is passing to do the various phases that I was quickly telling you about before. So this is where we got the 25 hours that I was talking about before. These are the prices that correspond to the various phases about travel expenses and things like this. Okay, and these are actually the numbers for the missed production. So in this specific case, we were talking about bottling, let's say. So a reduction of let's say production on the bottling side means that since you are basically getting just 20 cents, euro cents per machines, okay, you can really measure out of these 25 hours how much you can save. So these are the final numbers that we are getting. And then we converted it to dollars. That is why we were showing 30,000 in the other slides. And this shows that basically they can buy back the system with just one single fix, because the system costs actually less than this.
Thank you.